And it's a beautiful day outside, which is where we find meteorologist Sarah Gannon out on our weather patio today. Sarah, how's it going out there?
Yeah, hey there, Grant. A beautiful day. Plenty of sunshine temperatures. Oh boy, they are toasty out here today. It is a warm one out on this weather patio today, so the flowers looking very nice, but they'll probably need a good drink of water here in the next couple of hours. So we'll take care of that later on. You'll see here temperature-wise, like I said, it is a hot one. We're talking about temperatures today into those mid and some upper 80s in some locations. So a warm day, temperatures cooling slightly heading into tomorrow. So some great news there. Overall, sky conditions pretty clear and quiet here across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Not much happening for us in the weather department here the next few days. If you're looking to get out and about here this evening, a great evening to do so. Maybe do some grilling, have dinner out on the patio, or just get a walk outside, enjoying the nice, warm, mild evening for the region. Heading into tomorrow, temperatures will still be very summer-like into the 80s, but cooler here than what we've seen so far the last couple of days. More lower 80s versus mid to upper 80s. That sun, though, continuing. We'll continue to track more on that summer warmth that's ahead, continuing even into next week. Those details in your first alert forecast coming up.
All right, Sarah, thank you.
It was another hot one, still is a hot one outside today here for our Wednesday, gearing up for more summer warmth in the coming days. A look at your allergy report today. Ragweed, mold, and grass is still sitting at a low level. Trees and dust remaining at high levels. Looking ahead to your Thursday, temperatures cooling slightly back into the lower 80s, but we are still tracking more 80-degree temperatures, even extending into next week. So more on those first alert forecast details are ahead.
Your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
It certainly was a hot one today. Some spots, though, getting some nice rainfall last night. A quick glance here at some of those rainfall reports. More of the prominent totals. Some spots picking up over an inch of rainfall in portions of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So a quick glance here at that rainfall radar estimated rainfall amounts. You can see towards the Chatfield area picking up over an inch, about an inch and a half being reported there. But even some portions of Mower into Mitchell County seeing some of those highest totals. So some good rainfall for parts of the region. Locally, though, today, really not seeing any rain opportunities for the area. We may have a stray shower pop up, but more of that thunderstorm activity staying off to our east there into Wisconsin. Some activity there. Locally, though, not expecting to see really much of anything in terms of rain chances for us. Instead, we have the heat. Temperatures locally sitting into those mid and upper 80s. Dew points pretty manageable, upper 50s to low 60s. So if you're looking to get out and about here this evening, a great one to do so. It'll still be rather toasty, though, heading into the next couple of hours through about 9 o'clock as we continue to enjoy the sunshine, heading into those clear skies for the overnight. Temperatures will stay well into those 80s still, so closer to early tomorrow before we see really temperatures cooling back into the 60s. So through tonight, as I mentioned, chance maybe at a spotty shower or two, but really just a quiet night for the area. Heading into Thursday, still keeping with the heat, highs in the 80s, more sun, but temperatures slightly cooler than what we've seen so far here this week. So a brief minor relief from that high summer heat, but temperatures still remaining above average in the 80s here heading into this weekend. So let's take a look at your Thursday forecast. High temperatures tomorrow into those lower, maybe mid 80s on the way. About 81 in Rochester, 86 for Osage, 85 for Mason City, 86 for Albert Lee and Austin. Looking more at that long range forecast, though, we continue to keep some of those above average temperatures not only with us into next week, but even a little bit further past that, those second week here of June, continue to keep some heat in the area, and you can see those temperatures continuing to stay warm into the well into the 80s heading into next week. So a rather quiet weather pattern on the way for the region, so an opportunity to enjoy the sun, enjoy the warmth, but we could use some rain, so hopefully we can sneak in a couple rain chances.
I think this is the first time in maybe like 2 months that I've seen on that graphic sun, like all sun, partly cloudy, but I mean, it's fantastic to have this weather, especially coming after Memorial Day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Let's take one more look at that 10-day forecast. A beautiful stretch of weather on the way. Temperatures slightly cooler heading into your Thursday, so not as warm as what we've been seeing here the past few days. Temps, though, continue to stay above average into the 80s, not only through this weekend, but if you look at that longer range forecast here, looking at 80-degree highs sticking with us well into next week. Plenty of sun as well with a quiet weather pattern overhead, so several opportunities to enjoy some time outside. However, we certainly could use the rain, so hopefully we might be able to sneak in a couple rain chances at some point here in the next 7 to 10 days. It'd be nice.
Be nice to have, but it definitely looks like the start of summer.
Yes, it sure does.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And that'll be it for us here at KDDC News at 5. We'll see you again tonight at 6. Have a great night.
All right, Olivia, thank you for that live report.
And it looks sunny out there at Mayo Field, and it looks sunny out on the weather patio where we find meteorologist Sarah Gannon. Sarah, what's the weather looking like out there?
It is a hot one out here on the weather patio and across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. We just continue to enjoy these summer-like conditions here today. Temps expected to cool slightly here in the next couple of days, but still a hot one here this evening if you're trying to get outside and enjoy it. Right now, local temperatures are sitting into those mid and upper 80s. So like I said, it's a toasty one. Make sure you're trying to stay cool and hydrated here for the evening. Really not much happening in our weather department here for the region as we look at quiet and clear sky across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, even zooming further out, some thunderstorm activity off to our east, but locally expecting to stay dry for the area. As we take a look at the evening conditions, looking warm, so make sure to stay cool, stay hydrated. Tomorrow, though, continuing to see more of that heat on the way for the region. Those latest forecast details ahead in your first alert weather.
Heat is definitely here as summer begins. Thank you, Sarah.
Well, continuing.
And the temperatures certainly have been nice here the last few days. I do have the first alert to more summer warmth heading our way. Before we send it to break, a look at tonight's Garden Gallery winner, Chris from Northwest Rochester. Some beautiful alum there tonight. We'll have another Garden Gallery winner coming up tomorrow. You can share those Garden Gallery submissions with us. Send them to garden@ktdc.com. Your first alert forecast is next.
Your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
It's a hot one out there today. Widespread sunshine here as we check in with your Louis Nato live at camera. Beautiful blue skies. So if you're looking to get out and about here this evening, a great opportunity to do so. In terms of temperatures, it's hot out there. So try to stay cool, stay hydrated. Temperatures right now in the mid to upper 80s. So if you're looking to get out this evening, it'll be a warm one for any of those after dinner walks or maybe dinner on the patio. Good opportunity here tonight. We will look to see more sunshine in the next hour or two. Clear sky here for the overnight. We may watch out for a couple sprinkles towards I-35, but I think our chances at any rain activity here tonight, very slim. We stay warm and sunny heading into Thursday, and that trend just continuing into the weekends and even next week. Tomorrow, temperatures slightly cooler than what we've been seeing here so far this week. We'll see highs mainly in those low to mid 80s. Again, widespread sun, maybe a couple clouds passing in and out here. If you're looking to see, can we get a break at all from these 80s? I don't think it'll be in the near future here. Looking at that long range forecast, Climate Prediction Center does have much of the area still in that 60 to 70% chance of seeing above average temperatures here heading into those first few days of June, extending through about June 10th. Even that possibility of 70 to 80% chance of above average temperature. So more warmth, more summer warmth. I think looking to stick with us here for a while. Let's take a look at that 10-day forecast as we continue to track widespread 80s across the board. Plenty of sun as well, so temps continuing to remain above average. Unfortunately, though, the bad news is not much in terms of rain chances here in the next 7 to 10 days. So not great, but if you're just looking to get outside, decent weather to do so.
Lots of opportunities for that, Sarah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Nick?
Let's take one final look at that 10-day forecast. Beautiful stretch of weather on the way. A lot of sun here with this quiet weather pattern. Temperatures very summer-like, well into the 80s here across the area, not only for the late week, the weekend. But look at that extended forecast. Temperatures staying in those low to mid 80s here through next week. The only downside is there really are no rain chances on the horizon here over the next 7 to 10 days. So hopefully we can maybe conjure up a couple of rain chances here in the next few days. We certainly could use the rain, but in the meantime, why not enjoy the sunshine and warmth, summer warmth.
Sunshine and warmth.
Yeah.
We got a lot of it this week.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you. Thanks so much for joining us for your news, weather, and sports tonight at 6 o'clock.
Have a good night.
Hey, it certainly was a hot day out there today. Still here at the 9 o'clock hour, temperatures very warm. We are looking at temperatures currently into the upper 70s, low 80s. And if you've been enjoying the hot weather here the last few days, more summer heat on the way in the coming days. We'll take a look at tomorrow morning, where temperatures by 7 a.m. will be roughly about 10 degrees or so above average. So a warm start to the day with those morning temperatures here sitting into those lower to mid 60s. By the afternoon, we'll be looking to see conditions climbing into those lower 80s around the Rochester area, Mankato potentially upwards of those upper 80s. So it will be a warm, sunny-like day here for the region, gearing up for more summer conditions as we move into the weekend, and especially heading into next week, where we track more 80s, more sunshine. The only bad news to the forecast is we desperately need we could use some good rainfall, but rain just not in the forecast here the next 7 to 10 days. So an opportunity to enjoy some nice summer weather. But the caveat is we could use some rain.
Certainly going to have to find ways to stay cool. Thank you, Sarah.
And we certainly have been enjoying that summer weather the last couple of days. More heat on the way. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Before we send it to break today, a look at your allergy report. Trees and dust sitting at high levels. All other allergens at low levels. We continue to track more summer warmth in the coming days. Your first alert forecast is next. The weather has been absolutely beautiful today. A hot one for sure. Temperatures have been staying warm here even into the 9 o'clock hour. Right now we are looking at temperatures into the mid upper 70s and some low 80s still. Still 81 in Red Wing, 83 right now in Mankato, Algona at 81, 79 right now in Charles City, 77 in Rochester. The overnight's pretty quiet. We'll continue to stay warm. Clear sky is expected. We did have a chance, maybe a couple spotty showers earlier this evening. I think we can take that out now for the rest of tonight. Heading into your Thursday, we continue to track more warmth, more sunshine, and you guessed it, the weather forecast continuing to stay very summer-like here heading into this upcoming weekend. So as we continue to look ahead to tomorrow, tracking those high temperatures well into the 80s. I think things a little bit cooler in the Rochester area. We'll see those high temperatures tomorrow, low 80s, but I do think a lot of the area surrounding the Med City could be looking at temperatures towards the mid 80s. So similar to today, maybe cutting back by a couple of degrees. However, if you look further off to the west of I-35, Mankato, Blue Earth, Algona, Fairmont, all could be approaching the upper 80s, possibly a chance at some low 90s near New Ulm and St. James. Plenty of sun across the board, so looking forward to more warmth. And I think that warmth really continuing here as we enter into the new month here in the next few days. Heading into early June here, we'll have a chance of some above average temperatures across the upper portion of the Midwest, looking at about a 70 to 70% chance of above average temperatures. By the second week here of June through June 10th, potentially could be looking at temperatures about 70 to 80% chance of being above average. So if you're loving the summer weather, I think we'll continue to see above average temps staying with us here for a little while longer. 70 forecast for Mankato, mid to upper 80s here through the weekend and even into next week. A hot stretch of weather here, especially west of I-35. Plenty of sun on the way too. Here's a look at your 10-day forecast for the Rochester area. Temperatures will fluctuate by a couple degrees here in the coming days, but really staying consistent in the low to mid 80s. So just 80s across the board and a lot of sun too. Great opportunity to soak up the summer weather.
Going to have to find lots of ways to beat the heat. Speaking of our next story in the new.
We are continuing to track more warmth in the coming days and gearing up for that sunshine to continue as well. Not great news in terms of precip wise. We certainly could use the rain, but for now we will soak up the sun and the warmth. High temperatures tomorrow, maybe a touch, a couple degrees cooler than today into those lower 80s. We'll track more on those first alert forecast details next. Region, how long could we be seeing these temps staying with us in the 80s? Your latest details in your first alert forecast is next.
Heading outdoors now, our meteorologist Sarah Gannon joins us live from the weather patio. Sarah, what are you tracking for our Thursday?
Well, hey there, Olivia. I've got to say today, a beautiful day. Hot, though, even still here at the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour. It is still warm outside. Temperatures well into the 70s, upper 70s, in fact, if not low 80s, still lingering in the area. 83 right now in Mankato, here in Rochester at 77, and I believe it's about 76 right now in the Mason City area. So a warm evening. not much happening for us locally. We have dry sky here across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. That trend will continue throughout the next several days as we track a rather quiet weather pattern for the upper Midwest. Tomorrow, looking to feature more 80-degree highs here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa for your Thursday. We'll see afternoon highs ranging anywhere from the low 80s here in the Med-City, upwards of the upper 80s in Mankato, possibly a couple spots maybe approaching the 90s towards southwest Minnesota. So another warm summer afternoon on tap. Plenty more in store in the coming days. More about how long those temperatures stick with us. That's ahead in your first alert forecast.
All right, thanks, Sarah. We'll check back in soon.
It was a warm one out there today, and if you're loving the summer warmth, the good news is more of it in store. However, not the greatest news for folks maybe wanting a little rainfall. We have to wait a little bit here for that, but as we enjoy this quiet weather pattern, tracking more sunshine and plenty of sun tomorrow, we'll look to see highs into those lower and mid 80s as we take a look out the door for your Thursday. Just plan on a warm, sunny day. We'll gear up for more on that weekend forecast that's ahead in your first alert weather next. A beautiful summer day here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Check out these high temperatures from today. It was pretty toasty. Highs today climbing well into those upper 80s, even hitting that 90-degree mark in Redwood Falls, St. James at 91 today. Mankato hitting 89, 87 in Rochester, 86 in Mason City and Charles City. Looking ahead for the overnight hours, staying pretty quiet, and we'll look to see more of those warm temperatures. We stay above average, featuring more sun, and you guessed it, more summer-like conditions, not only for Thursday, but into this weekend as well. So gearing up for more continued warmth. It's a pretty quiet weather pattern, so gearing up for that sun. As I mentioned, you'll want to pack the sunscreen, keep the sunglasses handy as well. Tomorrow, looking to feature widespread sun. We'll look to see those temperatures here tomorrow into the mid 80s for many spots. Once again, Rochester area kind of backing off on those temps, just a couple degrees here. I think Rochester, Winona, Rushford area could be looking at more lower 80s. But if you're west of the I-35 area, look at those expect those high temperatures to be into the upper 80s, maybe even approaching that 90-degree mark once again for St. James and the New Ulm area. Looking at past that, a little bit further out in that extended forecast, I do think we could see more above average temperatures, not only continuing into the start of the new month for June, which is just a handful of days away, but even into that second week here, I think we could be looking at temperatures still remaining above average here through about June 10th. Looking at that 7-day forecast for Mankato, looking to see temps remaining well above average in the mid to upper 80s here in the coming days. 10-day forecast for Rochester, we're looking to see those temperatures staying towards those lower to mid 80s here throughout the next several days. We'll be back with more next. Thanks, Nick. Here's one more look at that 10-day forecast. A very summer-esque here the next 7 to 10 days. Tracking high temperatures in low to mid 80s. We're also expecting a lot of sunshine. A pretty quiet weather forecast. Quiet weather pattern, I should say. So not good news in terms of that rain that we could use. So fingers crossed a little something can sneak in there at some point in time. But for now, we'll kind of enjoy the warmth and the sun for now.
Beautiful temperatures, but as
Yes.
we do know, we need that rain. Things get dry very quickly.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 9.
It was a very hot day out there today, continuing that trend with temperatures roughly about 10 to 15 degrees above average. A lot of upper 80s being seen for those high temperatures in the area today. Notice west of I-35 into southwestern Minnesota, temperatures climbing to that 90-degree mark near Redwood Falls, Marshall, Worthington. A hot day today. The good news is temperatures should cool slightly heading into tomorrow, but still here, even at the 10 o'clock hour, temperatures sitting well into those 70s at this point in time. So staying mild overnight, and tomorrow another warm day on tap. We'll be gearing up with 60s to kick off the day. Temperatures warming quickly into the 70s here by the afternoon, and we're gearing up for 80s once again tomorrow afternoon and widespread sun. We'll talk more about that forecast heading into this weekend in your first alert weather later on. We continue to look ahead to more summer warmth, and that summer trend that we've been seeing so far this week just continues here through the late weekend, especially into this weekend. Looking to track highs in those into the low and even mid 80s here in the coming days. Plenty of sun on the way as well. We'll take a look at that sneak peek to your weekend forecast and your first alert weather coming up.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
It certainly was a warm day outside today. in this evening, a quiet, mild one for us here in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Quiet nights as we take a look from your Lewis Sonato live camera. Temperatures here at this point in time still sitting well into those 70s, low 70s towards Winona and Mason City, Rochester and Austin looking at mid to upper 70s. Not much in terms of wind, and dew points anywhere from those mid 50s to low 60s. Heading into the overnight hours, looking at a very quiet and warm evening for the region. We just continue with that summer-like trend here into your Thursday, tracking a lot more sunshine as well, and that quiet weather pattern just continues into this weekend and even further out in that long-range forecast. Let's take a look at your town forecast here for tomorrow. Looking at your Thursday along the riverside, temperatures anywhere from around 82 towards Lewiston area, upwards of 83 in Plainview, 85 towards Zumbrota, Mazeppa, and Lake City. Along the Highway 14 and I-90 corridor, temperatures looking to track anywhere from the low 80s in the Med City, maybe upwards of 84 towards Grand Meadows, Stewartville, Adams area, Albert Lee and Austin looking to climb to about 85, 82 possible towards Harmony, 83 in Preston and Chatfield. North Iowa looking to see temperatures more so towards those mid 80s, especially towards the I-35 region. Northwood, Mason City, Garner, Norris Springs, Charles City looking to reach about 85 with those afternoon highs. And that temperature trend, as I mentioned, looking to hint towards more above average warmth as we move into the month of June, especially here, June 4th through the 18th. That 8 to 14 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center does anticipate temperatures to be about an 70 to 80% chance of being above average here in the upper Midwest. So summer temperatures have arrived, and I think they'll settle and stay for a while. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast as we track more sunshine and temperatures in the 80s all throughout the late week, the weekend, and you guessed it, into next week. So great news if you're looking to get outside, enjoy those summer conditions, the weather looking fabulous. However, not great news as we need some rain chances, and unfortunately not seeing that here in the immediate forecast. So hopefully we can see some changes later on.
Hopefully soon for that rain.
Yes.
Thanks, Sarah. We'll be right back.
Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast for the Austin, Mason City, and Winona areas. Tracking a lot more sun, a lot more warmth. Summer just in full swing here as we take a look at that late week forecast, even extending into the early week, where we'll be looking at temperatures here the next few days in those low to mid 80s. Even into next week, still continuing to see plenty of days in the 80s here and widespread sunshine. Nick? Let's take one more look at that 10-day forecast. A beautiful stretch of weather on the way, a pretty quiet weather pattern for us. So not good news in terms of potential rain chances, looking near zero at this point in time. Plenty of sun. High temperatures here in the area looking to range from those low 80s into the mid 80s through the late week into the weekend. And as we look ahead to next week, potentially as far as next Saturday. So already looking ahead to not just this weekend, next weekend, temperatures continue to stay above average. Typically, we should be in about those low to mid 70s here. Instead, we have been looking at temperatures roughly about 10 to 15 degrees above average. So summer has absolutely set in, and I think it's here to stay for a while.
Gonna have to find several ways to beat the heat over these next couple of days.
Yeah, and you know, we were talking about, and I know you shared some rainfall reports earlier. I was off yesterday, and in Fillmore County, we got about 1.5 inches of rain, which was definitely needed. And so hearing you say that we need the rain, I didn't realize it was so spotty.
Yes, it pretty much was south of I-90 where we saw that rainfall. Anywhere north of I-90, north of Highway 14, really didn't see much of anything.
Yeah. So we definitely want to share that with everyone and not see it so condensed there.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. Thank you for joining us tonight at 10.
You like what I did there? That condensed. Everyone knows what that means, right? Condensed. I don't know. Good night, everyone.